This person was very influential on the development of Islam in Turkey. Since 1800, Islam has entered a transition period from the Middle Ages to the modern era. The birth of the modern era was motivated by the condition of the Islamic world, which at that time was being suppressed by Europe because of its backwardness in all fields. Efforts to get out of this pressure are through reform or renewal of the ancient Islamic perspective towards a modern one. Islamic reformers at that time began to reform the social, political, educational, and economic order as it is known today. One of these reform figures is Sultan Mahmud II. Mahmud II was born on July 20, 1784 in Turkey and died in 1839, the son of Abdul Hardad I, the 26th Sultan of Turkey. He received a diverse education ranging from religious education, government science, history, Arabic, Persian, and Turkish literature. Before he was involved in government in Turkey, he had been involved in several conflicts with the Turkish ruler, who was none other than his half-brother, Mustafa IV. One of them is how he and his friends planned a rebellion against the government because it was going to execute Selim III. Another rebellion that marked the end of Mustafa IV's authoritarianism occurred in 1808, when Sultan Mahmud II was appointed. He spent a lot of his life and launched his reforms when he served as leader of Turkey from the age of 24. Sultan Mahmud II focused more on reforms in the political field of government, which tended to adopt Western styles. For him, the government system implemented by Turkey at that time was inadequate to answer all challenges. He longed for a Western democratic model of government. Not only that, he also did not agree with the aristocratic culture that had taken root in the Turkish Sultanate. He wants there to be no barriers between the rulers and the people. To maximize reform, he put forward an idea for the establishment of a secular legal institution but did not kill the Sharia legal institution. In the field of education, Sultan Mahmud II wanted a reformed education system that was open to European science. However, he also emphasized that European scholarship was absorbed without turning away Islamic religiosity. As mentioned at the beginning, he moved a lot through his reign as he came to power as Turkey's leader. His initial breakthrough when he was appointed was to improve the internal government in order to create political stability in the country by eliminating or adding agencies. This initial breakthrough was considered a radical reform movement because it completely destroyed the forces that rejected reform. One of the institutions that became a radical movement was Janissary, a youth military institution that was seen as opposing the Sultan's reform movement. In the social and political fields, the aristocracy tradition was eradicated and required the people to change their traditional clothing into Western clothing. Educational institutions, which at that time were focused on Islam and were considered inadequate to support changing times, were reformed through the establishment of other institutions. He founded the Mektebi Arif Madrasa, namely a general knowledge school, and Mektebi Yulamu Edebi, namely a literary school. Both institutions taught foreign languages, mathematics, geography, political science and government, and other disciplines. The first madrasa was intended to produce government employees, while the second madrasa was intended to produce translators. To emphasize his modernization course, he founded a newspaper called Takvim-i Vakaya. This newspaper was originally intended for official government broadcasts, but gradually became a medium for strengthening awareness of its reforms among the public.